Despite the fact that the competition has undergone changes from season to season, such as the addition of blocks and steals, the size of the teams, and other changes, I feel as though I have a very decent understanding of how things operate. I have been watching The Voice since the very beginning. Prior to the arrival of season 26 on the television schedule for the year 2024, this was the situation. In the inaugural episode that aired the previous week, a new rule was introduced that appeared to threaten the entire idea of the singing competition. Additionally, a performance that made history on the second night of blind auditions had me rethinking everything. Is it possible that I got into Snoop's stash by accident? On the episode that aired on September 30, an artist by the name of Fellsmere, who was 33 years old at the time, approached the stage and sang Some Kind of Wonderful. It is highly possible that she was experiencing exactly the same emotions as Gwen Stefani and Michael Bublé turned their chairs. In the end, she chose to work with the vocalist from No Doubt, which earned her a place in the annals of The Voice history. To elaborate, Fellsmere stated, "You are able to accomplish it, right? I am not shocked that this is the first occasion in the past 26 seasons that something like this has occurred. In all honesty, I was under the impression that the reason anybody had never done this before was because it was forbidden. It is true that during each season, we typically see one or two artists who have previously failed to turn a chair in blind auditions, but have returned for a second opportunity. Having formed a team, I had not even given any thought to the possibility of someone coming back. There is a reason why you might not be familiar with the name Fellsmere if you have been a part of the show for the past 13 years. This is because in 2011, the singer, who was then 20 years old, performed under her real name, which was Kelsey Ray. Her performance of the song American Boy during her audition on The Voice prompted Adam Levine, CeeLo Green, and Christina Aguilera to take notice of her vocal abilities. Fellsmere, who is fortunate for Gwen Stefani, did not take Blake Shelton's rejection of her into consideration. Season 26 of The Voice elevated the stakes with a moment that left viewers wondering everything they thought they knew about the rules. The Voice has always been a program that is full of surprises, but this particular moment raised the levels. Everyone, even the other coaches, Reba McEntire, Snoop Dogg, and Michael Bublé, was taken aback by the circumstances surrounding the selection of one artist to join Gwen Stefani's squad. This musician made history by joining the team. It all started with the blind auditions, which are the most famous portion of The Voice. During these auditions, singers perform in front of the coaches without being seen by them. An enthralling young performer by the name of Elena Cruz took the stage on this particular evening. A tremendous rendition of Adele's song Easy on Me was performed by her, and it filled the room with raw energy and emotion. Gwen hit her button by the time she finished her first stanza, and she began to twirl around with a gleeful smile on her face. Following closely behind, Reba McEntire, who is well known for her ear for music and her country charm, did the same thing. After that, Snoop Dogg arrived, and before he slammed his button, he leaned back in his chair and exclaimed, "Yo, that's fire!" Finally, Michael Bublé, who is known for his impeccable manners, finished the 4-chair turn dance. At the same time that the coaches were getting ready to make their presentations, the audience applauded with delight. The conversation began with Reba, who made an appeal to Elena's narrative ability and offered to direct her toward genuine country roots. Snoop, who is known for his ability to entertain, committed to bringing out her inner star by utilizing his one-of-a-kind flair for rhythm and style. During his speech, Michael referred to enduring talent and encouraged Elena to pursue traditional voice approaches. Next, it was Gwen's chance to speak. "Elena," Gwen continued, her voice brimming with enthusiasm, "you are a talent that comes around only once in a lifetime. It seems as though I am able to comprehend your voice on a profound level. I've collaborated with a wonderful number of artists, and I am confident that I will be able to assist you in realizing your full potential." In a way that was clearly torn, Elena's eyes flickered between the two coaches. She had 4 excellent choices, each of which presented a different way forward. There was a definite sense of tension in the room. At precisely the moment when Elena appeared to be prepared to make her choice, Gwen rose up and reached for a golden symbol that was sitting on her chair. "Whoa, what is that?" In a sudden burst of speech, Snoop raised an eyebrow. "This," Gwen continued as she raised the token to her ear, "is my legacy save. This season brings a fresh take on things. We are able to secure one artist in whom we have faith, regardless of the circumstances, since each head coach receives one." There were gasps and whispers heard around the room. Even Carson Daly had the impression of being temporarily confused as he presented himself to address the situation. Carson responded, "There you have it. This year's season introduces a brand new feature known as the Legacy Save. While the blind auditions are taking place, each coach has the ability to utilize it once to secure an artist's participation, even if the artist has not yet made their final decision." Laughing, Michael Bublé shook his head and laughed again. To put it simply, that is a game changer. A tinge of competitive fire could be seen in Reba's cheeky look as she bent her arms and crossed her arms. "I don't recall ever seeing that in the rulebook," the speaker said. Snoop pressed his ear to his microphone. "Gwen, you just completely changed the course of events. Due respect." Elena gazed at Gwen with a mixture of shock and thankfulness as she continued to digest the whirlwind of events that had just occurred. She posed the question, "Does this mean that I don't get to choose?" Gwen indicated with a nod. "It indicates that I have such a strong faith in you that I am willing to use my one and only legacy save in order to guarantee that you are a member of my team." Once again, the audience exploded in shouts, and Gwen's courageous move solidified Elena's position as a member of her squad. However, fans at home were left with a lot of doubts after the judgment was made. It was a reasonable addition to the regulations, was it not? What modifications would the other coaches make to their methodologies? On social media, people expressed a wide range of opinions, ranging from admiration for Gwen's astute maneuver to bewilderment and cynicism regarding the additional twist. An individual who is a fan of the show wrote, "Did Gwen just pull a power play, or did the producers make this up on the fly? The legacy save is either a brilliant idea or a completely unfair system," another person commented. In either case, Elena Cruz is ready to deliver a devastating blow to Gwen's crew. A ripple effect was caused by the aftermath of Gwen's historic decision, which spread across the remaining blind auditions. As time went on, the other coaches got more strategic, giving great consideration to whether or not they should deploy their legacy saves. "I'm saving mine for when someone makes me want to drop the mic," Snoop humorously said at a future audition. Snoop is known for his ability to maintain a calm and collected demeanor. Michael was generally modest, implying that he would only use his save for an artist who could create performances that would stand the test of time. Reba, on the other hand, gave the impression that she would use hers to acquire a country powerhouse. In the course of the weeks that followed, Elena demonstrated that Gwen's confidence in her was justified. Throughout each round, she brought a new and exciting energy to the competition, producing outstanding performances that demonstrated her range and emotional resilience. Because of the way in which their voices blended together in a way that showed Gwen's years of expertise and Elena's growing skill, her duets with Gwen became instant favorites among fans. The legacy save twist, on the other hand, proceeded to become a topic of discussion among both fans and critics. It was stated by some that it offered an intriguing layer of strategy, while others believed that it compromised the spirit of the blind auditions, which are usually a process in which artists have the authority to choose their coach. In spite of this, one thing was abundantly clear: it was a captivating television show. When it came time for the live events to begin, all four coaches had already utilized their legacy saves, which resulted in moments that were both dramatic and unforgettable. The award for Reba's save was given to a young country artist whose emotionally charged ballads moved listeners almost to tears. Through the employment of his, Snoop was able to acquire a rapper-singer hybrid who delivered a distinctive advantage to the competitors. A jazz vocalist whose smooth and timeless sound resonated with viewers of all ages was the recipient of Michael's save. It was the legacy save that became a defining feature of season 26, providing the competition a new and unpredictable edge. This was despite the fact that it was first associated with criticism. The fact that Gwen was able to demonstrate that her instincts as a coach were more acute than they had ever been was a personal achievement for her. Gwen, when asked about her choice, stated, "When I heard Elena sing, I just knew she was meant to be on my team." This statement was made in the context of an interview. Through the use of the legacy save, I was able to ensure that I did not miss out on that excellent chance. Having seen how far she has progressed, I do not have any regrets that I have. The unorthodox route that led Elena to Gwen's team was something that Elena herself expressed gratitude for on her own. "When I first heard about the legacy save, I wasn't sure how I felt about it," she said afterwards. "Nevertheless, when I think about it now, I am so grateful that Gwen had enough faith in me to utilize it. My development as an artist has been tremendously accelerated as a result of this fantastic adventure." The cooperation between Gwen and Elena ended up becoming one of the most talked about narratives of the season. It was a demonstration of the strength that comes from being willing to take risks and having faith in one's own instincts. And despite the fact that the legacy save may have caused some viewers to question the restrictions, there is no denying that it offered an additional dimension of intrigue to a show that thrives on the unexpected. It is likely that the 26th season of The Voice will be regarded as the season that brought about a significant change in the game.